Hey, guys. It's Nita, and I am back for another movie review. The movie that I'm reviewing for you today is A Quiet Place Part 2. I love A Quiet Place. I think it was like number two for my 2018 list of best movies of the year. This is no different. I just got to get it out the park. I have to jump out the park and let you know how freaking good this movie was. Y'all. Okay. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about it. It's directed by John Krasinski. He doesn't have too much. So what I've known him from is comedy, The Office, and just little projects here and there as an actor. But baby, this is his wheelhouse. This is his wheelhouse. I give him all the kudos. The sound design, I give them the kudos. The actors, I give them the kudos. This movie was freaking amazing. I feel like I want to give it 5 stars. That is just how good it is. But I am going to dock it. I'm going to ding it for, I'll tell you later in my cons of the movie, but let's stay positive. So, following the events at home, the Abbott family now faces terrors of the outside world. Forced to venture into the unknown, they realize the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats lurking beyond the sand path. And baby, that's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say. This is a spoiler-free review. Make sure you get down in the comments. You tell me whether or not you like A Quiet Place, the first one. Quick story. I had advanced tickets to see A Quiet Place Part 2 2 days before the world shut down. So when the pandemic, because it was getting ready to come out, when the pandemic hit, I had my tickets. I was like, yes, I couldn't wait. I was ready to see this movie. And baby, when they shut the theaters down, can you say heartbroken? I was heartbroken. So it was supposed to come out in March, then it was supposed to come out in May, then they said November, then they pushed it to March of this year, I believe, but they just kept pushing it. They wanted to stick with the theatrical release. And I know why they did that, because this movie deserves to be seen in the theater. This movie, visuals, sound, y'all, I think I gave myself a heart attack about seeing it in Dolby. When I say that could have been a mistake, because, baby, when I tell you how much I was jumping, oh my God, this movie was so intense, so, look, I got my drink. I need to take a drink to calm my nerves. It took me a minute to calm my nerves. I sat in the theater until the last credit rolled. Not for nothing. I did want to see the credits, to see who actually did the sound and who did the who was the DOP and stuff like that. So, oh God, y'all, this movie blew me away. The movie was so short and so concise. And what it did is it just expounded on the first one. And I think that's where I'm going to ding it, because it almost felt like almost a continuation of the story. But we got some extra elements, you guys. We got some world building. We got some other things going on. There are a lot of threats out there. And just to see how this family had to weather that storm, anything. You remember they just had a newborn baby. How in the world are you going to have a newborn baby and these things hunt you for the sound? So I'm telling you, this movie was so white-knuckled and so intense. And so, I mean, when I tell you, a couple of times I visibly jumped out of my seat because it was just so startling. And I'm a scaredy cat anyway. Let me preface you with that. So a lot of people may not be jumping the way I was jumping, but Emily Blunt, she is a fantastic actress. I always have been a fan of hers, and she delivered. She delivered the same thing. Well, not the same thing. Almost the same thing with that foot thing happening. Whew, something else like that happened. And when I tell you, like, you take the first movie and you times it by 1,000, how how scary it was and how startling it was and all of that. But even though the movie was short, he was able to weave in a lot of emotional beats. And Millicent, the daughter that's deaf, she shined. I thought it was gonna be what's her name? Shit, I just said her damn name. See how bad my memory is? Yo, that don't make no damn sense. Emily Blunt. I thought it was going to be Emily Blunt, but the people who actually really, really stood out were the children. So we have, who's the little boy? But Millicent, she was fantastic. The deaf one, she thought she did a really good job in the first one. She really did an excellent job in this one. I applaud her. A lot of the emotional beats were on her. She drove the story. Yeah, she was excellent. The little boy was excellent. The way he emotes his emotion and the way he acts, and oh, child, I'm telling you, I don't know how Emily Blunt handled what she handled. Like, these people were not invincible. Things was happening to them left and right. And baby, I was shook. I'm telling you, I'm telling you no lies. This movie had me shook. I had the crazy look the whole time on the movie. The movie was so intense. It was really, really good. And it still landed those emotional beats, those payoffs that you need. There was some really good editing where they actually ended up splitting up the group. And I was like, oh no. Okay, so it sent me on a little tinge real quick. And then the way that they weaved it back together in the editing was a really good idea. And that way it didn't feel like they were kind of separate from each other, but they were still going through the same thing, but just in different places, if that makes sense. So, oh my God, I'm just still like gushing over John Krasinski, hands down, a flawless horror movie, horror thriller. Whew. Y'all, did I tell y'all I'm still trying to calm down? Did I tell y'all? It had me shook it. So, okay. So now that I've gushed over all of the actors, the director, the sound design. Oh yeah, did y'all want monsters? You got monsters. Oh, you got monsters. If you wanted monsters in the first one and y'all didn't say y'all ain't see enough of the monsters, baby, let me tell you, they made up for that. Okay, so now I'm going to venture into some of my flaws, and these are really nitpick picks. So I really want to give this movie 5 stars, but I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. I kind of jumped again. I probably added that to one. Y'all, the flaws for me was the jump scares were overused. And the way, like, I swear I probably had like 5 heart attacks in the first 10 minutes. I mean, it was jump scare after jump scare. And most times it was for something, but sometimes it just wasn't. So, some of those cheap jump scares, I don't really go for that. And also, too, did I tell y'all to like the video? Like the video, y'all. Get down in the comments. I'll address the comments later. But I want to have a conversation about A Quiet Place, what you thought about it for the first one, and if you're going to see it in the second one. And this deserves to see in the movie theater. Let me tell you how many people might have been there. for my screening. I think along the lines of maybe 15 people. It was along the lines of that. Spaces apart, of course. I did not like people coughing in the theater. I kept my mask on the whole time. I was not eating. I wasn't doing that. So I'm good. It was just, yeah. So let me get back to the my cons. It was the overuse of the jump scares and the jump scares. Then there was the well, I feel like he ventured out and showed us more, but I just felt like I wanted more. Does that make sense? Like I wanted more from what he even showed me. I still wanted more from that. So, I don't know, y'all. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I definitely, and like I said, I told you I ain't got too many flaws, baby. That movie was a masterpiece to me. Like it was good. It was good in a good way. You had your emotional beats. Oh my God, you had these scares. I mean, things happened. Like I'm telling you, if I was Emily Blunt, y'all, I wouldn't be able to make it, y'all. Like we're gonna be sitting ducks, man, because I ain't built like that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I am not built like that. So anyway, those are just my little nitpicks. I give the movie 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely say go see A Quiet Place Part 2. Take your butt to the movie theaters and wear your goddamn mask and go see that movie. And you come back in the comments and you tell me what you thought about it. I might go see it again. I know I am going to see it again because I have to see it with my partner. So, yes. So that is it for me. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm getting ready to do a review for Cruella. So you make sure you come back and check that one out too. All right, 10:30, y'all. I'll be back. Thanks everybody for showing up in the chat.